Welcome back to another episode of the Bold American Podcast presented by Barstool Sports. A lot to get to. A lot of hopefully poignant advice to come out of this show based on some of the topics. But we saw a very public firing from West Point. We saw airport lounge access come under fire recently. And as of today, on Monday, as we were recording, we saw an advice thread from a New York Times bestseller who I will admit is a very controversial figure. If you folks are not aware of who that is, and we will get into all of that. And it is going to be brought to you by our friends at Hey Dude. Listen, nothing says American summer like comfort, simplicity, and doing things your own way. And that's what Hey Dude is all about. So whether you're on the road whether you're road tripping to the lake, lighting up the backyard barbecue, catching local fireworks with your crew, Hey Dude shoes are ready to roll. They're lightweight, breathable, and built for summer. Slip them on, kick back, let freedom ring without your feet ever paying the price. So just head over to heydude.com/barstool and step into Hey Dude country, where every day feels like summer and every step feels like freedom. heydude.com/barstool. Shout to our colleague there at Hey Dude, Sydney Sweeney. All right.
Sydney.
Let's get it started. Last 72. Rob, we're going to go with you first because I feel like we might stay on Ryan for a little while given her previous week. So, Rob, last 72. How you doing, bud?
No, so I knew we were going to do this for Ryan's recap. So I want to punt my couple minutes to Ryan as well so we can just dive right into what birthday week was like. Because for everyone's awareness, after last week's episode, I think it was every morning, pretty much. I would just text Ryan on the group thread like, "How's birthday week fucking Tuesday going? How's Wednesday going?" And she had some great responses. I think it really built some morale amongst us. And I know last week I think Sands was working really hard too, so hopefully it put a smile on his face. But I'd love to just dive into Ryan's birthday week.
Yeah, we can start with that.
Let's do that.
So, Ryan, the floor is yours. Birthday week. As someone who was born in the 70s,
whoa!
Sorry to date you, but
I mean,
I guess
wow.
I'm pointing that out. Don't be
Wow.
ashamed of your age. Seriously, you look fantastic.
I said
You
how
don't-
old
Yeah.
I was on the last show.
Exactly.
I'm
That's why I feel-
46.
Yeah, 46. That's awesome. I'm more pointing out
Ryan,
the fact
I
that
had
you're
some
celebrating
dudes-
a birthday week as a 46-year-old.
I had some dudes slide in my DMs, forward me a story, and a couple guys, ages between 22 and maybe 50, and a lot of the guys were like, "Damn," or like, "Yo." It was like, "How old is she?" And I was like, I didn't respond to any of them, but there's a lot of support for your birthday.
I appreciate that, Rob, and I will say
Wait, are you
that
saying there's some folks who are a little riled up in the DMs for Ryan? Is that what you're saying?
they think our co-host is very, very attractive.
Hey,
You
all
know?
right. Hey,
Yeah.
to use a Navy term, rising tide lifts all ships.
there you
So-
go.
Right.
There you
Heck
go.
yeah. Love it.
Well,
Love it. So
I-
sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
I'm trying to get my voice back because
Oh,
birthday week went out with a bang. So I literally been
Hurt box.
yeah, I've been drinking hot tea all day, and I thought yesterday honestly I wouldn't have been able to record. Like I would have had to be like, you guys got to go without me. I could not speak yesterday. But a couple things I want to recap. Number one, Cons, you came after me real hard last week. You were so offended by me wanting to celebrate the birthday week. And I also had a lot of people slide into my DMs, but they were sliding in to be like, what the fuck is wrong with Cons? Like, man, like, what's his
because
problem?
of the birthday week?
Yeah, just because of his like outrage of like me celebrating a birthday week.
I think it's
And-
because it just, Ryan, you presented it like so nonchalantly.
I
Like it was kind of the
know.
way you went
Yeah.
about it. Because there was no layup to it. It was just like, it's my birthday.
Like birthday week
and
is
it was
just
just like,
thing that everybody does well
Yeah.
into their older years.
Oh my God. You got, I mean, first of all, you are really late on. You were born in the 70s, my older years. Like you act like I'm like,
I just mean like anything beyond
geriatric season.
18. You're super
Okay.
young. Relax.
Okay. Okay.
And it's not like I'm 22, I'm
Correct.
40 myself. So I'm right there with you more or less. I'm really just pointing out the fact that it seems ridiculous for someone who's not in college to be celebrating a birthday week. But here's
Well-
where you differ, because you take the week off. So it's like a vacation mixed
Yeah.
with birthday week. I
Yeah.
think most adults don't do birthday week because most adults don't take the week off of their birthday, but you have a summer birthday. It kind of makes sense that you can take time off. I'm sorry, we're detracting. I do want to hear
We're
about birthday week.
digressing,
Go ahead.
and
It sounds
listen-
like you need to take this week off though too. Like when I was celebrating my 30th and it was a proper Vegas bender for like 72 hours, I took like the whole week off after to kind of recover and just have some me time. So maybe you should do birthday week, but then also do like birthday recovery week.
Yeah,
as you get older.
I am in full recovery mode. I'm not gonna lie. But I do want to thank you guys because you did reach out every single day, and it made my day every morning when I got the text from you guys saying what's in line for birthday week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But all that to say is I had a fantastic week. And my birthday weekend. So my birthday was on Saturday. So I was telling you guys, my two best friends from high school came down, and I did all. So Friday night was supposed to be the chill night because I'm training for the Marine Corps Marathon. So
That's right.
my two best friends, we were running it together. My one best friend gets down there and decides to tell us, I'm dropping out. I'm not running it. We're like, what the heck? So now it's
why?
down.
Why is she dropping out?
Mentally, she's like, I can't do it. I have too much going on. And we're like,
A
whatever.
marathon
So-
it's tough.
No, she's
Has
never
she
run
run
a
one
marathon.
before?
No, I'm the only one. So this will be both
Mm.
of my best friends. It's the Marine Corps Marathon's 50th anniversary. So that's why
When
I'm
is
running
it?
This Marine Corps. It's in October. So
Yeah.
end of October.
So you got 2 months. You could do 8
Yeah.
weeks.
So I was like, listen, if they always talk about wanting to run a marathon, I'm like, why don't you guys run it with me? I'll run with you. Like, you guys set the pace. Let's do it together. How cool would it be, the three of us, to like run the 50th anniversary?
Girls, yeah.
And like both of them were like, yeah, we're in. If we're ever gonna run it, it's gonna be now. Long story short, my girlfriend Amy dropped. She dropped. We were not surprised. So my girlfriend Leah and I are like, all right, we have a long run on Saturday. So like, I was like, yeah, come down Friday. We're just be chill. We're not gonna do anything. We'll get an early bedtime. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, right.
Well, my friend's a musician down there, and he was like, hey, I'm playing at the rocking chair. You guys should stop by for a drink. So I'm like, Leah, let's stop
Fuck it.
by for a drink.
Yeah.
2 a.m. We're like rolling into bed, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, we got to run. So we're at the bar, and it was supposed to be we're running 10 miles on Saturday. And then it turned into we're going to run 5 miles. And then by like 1 a.m., we're like, we're just got to get a 5K in on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then
I was
when we were
texting you
going-
Friday night when you were out, I was like, are you still running tomorrow? You're like, we're still gonna do it. I was like, all right.
Yeah. And then it turned into, well, if we just get a good walk in, we'll be
A sweat, a breeze, whatever. Yeah.
But maybe it was just the excitement of it being my birthday. I woke her up at 6 a.m. and I said, let's freaking go. So we went out and we got the run in, and it was beautiful. You guys, well, you're on the East Coast, Cons. Like, weather was remarkable. My birthday, I could have not. It was the best day of the whole summer, weather-wise.
Yeah,
like,
I was down the shore
literally-
myself. It was excellent beach day. Even all the way up
Picture
north where
perfect.
I was. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like super cool. So my birthday, we went for a run. I went to, my kids were working at the breakfast spot, went up, got some breakfast, did the beach all day long. Then got Max Pizza and steamed clams, had my whole family over, my dad, his fiance, my aunt and uncle, all the kids. And then we started drinking some Aperol spritzes at the house. Rolled over to the White Briar, which is now owned by the Union League. Had a couple espresso martinis there because we were fading. I'd been up by 6 a.m., mind you, So
yeah, listen, I think no one would have given you gruff if you guys slept in a little bit and got the run in done at like 10.
No,
it wouldn't have mattered.
That would have cut into the beach day. Like, I had to capture the whole day, right? So So then we
It's the
decided
final day of birthday week. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
then we decided to go to the Princeton around 10:30. And I've talked about the Princeton before. I will say, Rob, as I walked up, I typically just walk into the Princeton and they give me a wave and I walk in. And when I walked up on my 46th birthday, the bouncer said, "ID, please." And
Wow.
I gave
That's
him
a
a
good
big old
feeling,
hug.
isn't it?
That was a good feeling. I was like, "Here you
Fuck
go,
yeah.
sir." Yeah.
I'm happy for you. That makes me
Thank
happy.
you. That made my birthday. I'm not gonna lie. And so then my girlfriend
Little
Leah
things.
had not been to the Princeton in 15 years since
Wow.
it was like Connor, it's like new now. Like
Yeah.
she had not been there since it was like new Princeton. Last time she was there was disgusting old Princeton. And I looked at her and I'm like, we're closing this place. And that is what we did. We danced all night. We were in the rock room front, like right in front of the band. That's why I lost my voice. It was like a early 2000s cover band, like playing like Gin Blossoms and Blink 182. And it was so good. And yeah, I last time I looked at my phone, it was 4:30. And I was like, oh my God, I've been up for 22 and a half hours. So yeah, it was a good weekend.
That's good stuff. I'm surprised though, even they get into town, and you're like, yeah, we're just gonna take it easy tonight. We're not gonna go nuts. Your friends, correct me if I'm wrong. These girls, they don't live around the corner from you. You don't see them very regularly, right?
They live in Doylestown. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So you do see them quite a bit.
But I actually don't, because I travel so much. Like I really don't get to spend a ton of time with them. So
dude, my best friend since I'm 5 years old, he lives half a mile from me.
Yeah.
He's my daughter's godfather. I barely see him just because of life, and he has kids of his own, and it's just tough. You think proximity would help. Like when I moved here, I'm half a mile from him and a mile from my other friends since I'm 8 years old. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'll see them all the time. And I just never really see them. So I say all that to say it's surprising to think that you were all going to have this really calm, relaxed night. Because even if you didn't go out, like you had to have known you were going to be drinking at the house.
Well, here's the thing. And I will say, and maybe this does lend in a little bit to my age, it gets harder. Like 2 nights in a row for me at this point is a little tough. So what I didn't want to do.
Yeah, but you're not doing 2 nights in a row every weekend either.
No,
so like just
never.
No. You know, just to bring yourself out of not, I won't say retirement, but to bring it back to your 25-year-old days once or a few times a year. It's doable.
Yeah, I was nursing a pretty significant hangover yesterday. So
what do you do for hangover recovery now, Ryan? What is that hangover recovery day look like for someone of your stature?
I mean, my hangover recovery is kind of embarrassing. I mean, honestly, I drove back from the shore. I got an extra large Coke Zero from Wawa, drank that. I went out to breakfast first. Went to Fish and Pier Grill, got a BLT with extra mayo, had a Diet Coke there, then got an extra large Coke Zero on the way home. And then I'm not gonna lie, and then last night I DoorDashed a cheeseburger and a large Diet Coke from McDonald's.
I love that. What kind of hangover do you guys get? Because there's all sorts of different kinds. So do you get queasy in the stomach? Do you get headaches?
I get like anxiety and excessive tiredness. Like I get like the shakes, like lot of, but then I just drink caffeine all day too. So I mean, I do it to myself. So yeah, I don't get nauseous.
I'm the same way. I get insanely hungry because when I drink a lot, or when I used to drink a lot, it would just crush my appetite. So then I would have to like just crush a ton of food, and then maybe some sweats, maybe some like sleeping sweats, some night terrors. Depends on how bad it was.
I'll tell you, I fasted today, so I haven't eaten anything all day. All I've done is drink water.
That's good too.
Because
just get back to even.
Yeah, like I ate 2 pieces of pizza after the bar, and then I got donuts for my birthday, but like that was my birthday cake, but we didn't want to the kids ate them and stuff, but we didn't want to eat them before we went out. And so like the whole night we kept talking about we're going home and eating
The
the so I had a chocolate cream donut and a vanilla cream donut at like 3:30 in the morning. So I mean, I went on a bit of a food bender too. So I'm
Well,
airing
the
out.
other thing you have going for you, Ryan, is your children are not of an age that you need to essentially care for them the next day. Because that's what
like
really
24/7.
what makes it hard for me at this age with my daughter's 2. So if I stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning, well, she doesn't care. She's still getting up at 6 and I have to get up with her.
Dude, your
So
day's
I
fucked.
don't have that ability to sleep in, because I've been very fortunate my whole life. Call it Irish heritage, call it whatever. I never really got hangovers, no headaches, no queasiness. Could wake up the next day and feel completely fine. But what I realized as I got older, and especially once Maggie was born, it was like, oh, I'm really missing that extra few hours of sleep. And I'm kind of dragging, just being really tired. And I guess, you could classify that as a hangover, like a tiredness hangover, but it's nice when you don't have that.
Now,
you don't have those children.
Yeah, and I think important to note, like when I had my oldest, who's 19 now, I went like 10 years without drinking because of that. Like
That's
that's the least surprising thing ever. That's the least surprising thing ever.
Yeah, I was like, I'm out of that phase of life where I don't have to, like, half the time I'm still waking my kids up, like, and after I've had a big night out, it's like, you guys got to get up. So but I think it's more a tired hangover for me than it is from like the booze, the sleep deprivation kills you.
Right. That's a good point though, too, Ryan, because, now my wife's pregnant too, and we're expecting a kid at kind of any day at this point, or in a few weeks. But I just haven't drank that much because we're just not doing activities that really lend themselves to alcohol. So I have a 2-year-old. We're doing stuff as a family, and we're not going out. Like we went out this past weekend on Sunday, and it was actually really disappointing. And I added it to my most disappointing things that can happen as an adult list. We went out to a dinner and she's not drinking. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to drink. What's the point of me having 2-3 glasses of wine by myself? It's not going to enhance the meal really. But we went out to this place down the shore, and I'm not going to say the name of it because that would be mean, but it was, I think, the quintessential example of how social media has impacted restaurants. Because social media has helped restaurants big time. Absolutely. I think location matters a lot less now. Like if you're a good restaurant, if you have a good social media game, people will come. As opposed to, needing people to pass you on the street. So this place we went for dinner, it's been all over social media, has blown.
First time there.
Oh my God, that place.
Your first time?
Yes. Had never been. And everyone's like, oh, you got to get this thing. It's delicious. Oh, get this, that, the other thing. And it wasn't cheap either. It was an expensive meal out. I'm still angry. This was Sunday, yesterday. I'm still angry at how poor this meal was and how
Can I ask how much you spent?
Wait, can I ask why you're not disclosing the name of the place? Like if it wasn't.
Oh, I don't want to. No, because I think that's mean to do to a restaurant. Like, not that I have the I'm not like Dave with pizza places that he can like make or break, but I just think that's, in my opinion, rude. I could tell you guys offline. I just think that's rude to
what
say.
What shore point was it at?
I'm not going to say that either, because if I say that, you'll be able to figure it out.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it was just super underwhelming. I mean, we're talking.
Was it like the service too, or was it just
no? Actually, our server was the best part. He was so enthusiastic about everything. That was the other thing. The way he was talking about this meal and all the
you were so excited.
We were expecting to be blown away, and there wasn't really a single bite of anything that I took where I thought to myself, wow, that was a really good bite. Conversely, I will say the name of where I had lunch on Friday, the Mile Square Cafe in Hoboken. Shout to Mile Square Cafe. They just opened, and excellent story. Just some local guys that had another spot in town, and that meal was better than the dinner I had, and I paid considerably less for my lunch. I had an excellent burrito. My wife and I split the pancakes. She had a focaccia sandwich. Mile Square Cafe in Hoboken. That is a must go to. They posted a video yesterday. The line was around the block. So that's a place
Sick.
where now you see the power of social media and they're getting crazy busy, and that's awesome for them, in their business. But anyway, it was just really, really disappointing to spend that kind of money that we did. I'm talking, close to $400 for two people without alcohol,
Whoa.
mind you,
Whoa, that's
Without the
And
booze, five
with
course
no
meal then.
booze. No,
Can I ask
no.
a question about
Whoa, bro.
restaurants in Hoboken? There
Uh-huh.
was that I can't remember what it was called, but it was owned by the Manzo brothers.
Yes, 10th Street Pizza.
Is that still open?
Yeah, no, they make a really good pizza.
Okay.
They make a really good square pie.
Okay.
We had from time to time in town. Geez, I could still talk about. That's probably one of the biggest thing that my wife and I talk about that we miss in Hoboken are all the restaurants that we used to go to all the time and really enjoy it. But anyway, yeah, very expensive meal and just so annoying that we were just completely underwhelmed.
So it's so funny that you say that because I was going not to divert back to my birthday week, but
No, please do.
but I was trying to decide like there's some great restaurants in Avalon and we were like, oh, should we go do like a big dinner out? And ultimately I didn't want like the meal to dictate what the night looked like. And so that's why I did I did takeout Max pizzas, like Mac and Mango split off. It's and Max is in Stone Harbor. They have great pizza. And then just did 300 steamed clams.
Mhm.
And I
Nice.
highly recommend just like doing that. Some crab dips, some chips, and donuts with a candle.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I will say, so, part of the reason we went was with my wife being pregnant all year. She's a very big foodie. Like my palate is interesting because I have my military background, so I have MREs, the Army, so I can, hang with the best of them in terms of eating the lowest of the low, but I've also been to Michelin starred restaurants all over Europe and everything in between. So I have a pretty wide palate and I'm pretty forgiving when it comes to food, but because she couldn't drink, because we couldn't do a lot of the things we normally do when she's not pregnant, she made a list of all these top places in Jersey. So we've been traveling all over the state to go to different
like that.
dinners.
Yeah. Oh, well, that sucks. So you got to get her out to like a really good one before she gives birth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she
That
was
can't be
joking.
the
maybe a
last.
couple.
That can't be the
Right.
last one.
Right. She was joking. She was saying, oh, this was like my baby moon dinner.
Yeah.
And it was just so underwhelming. So yeah, we might have to.
You guys should do a birthday week, but for restaurants. Like the week
Yeah,
leading up
yeah.
to, you know what I mean? You should knock some off the list. I feel terrible. What was the cuisine, if you mind me asking? Or is that too much of a giveaway?
I think that's still too much of a giveaway.
Damn.
Oh,
All right.
You're
Yeah.
so protective of this shitty restaurant. Jesus.
Listen. Even if I said the name of it, they're not going to be hurting from it
I
because
know.
they're doing very well. I just think it's a rude thing to do. I know a lot of people who work in the service industry. I know people who own restaurants, and
I get it.
I know how hard that is. So I just wouldn't want to do that to people. I think it's rude. But anyway, so that was basically my big takeaway from this past weekend was food related. Ryan, any other notes on the birthday weekend you would like to share?
No, I just want to say, like, don't let, the words of Connor and like dissuade you from, celebrating because, and this is what I'll say. And this is like, no bullshit. I am grateful for every year I have on this earth. And so I think, when you are able to celebrate another year around the sun, which isn't afforded to everyone, like I like to go big, call it the Leo in me, but I had the best time with my friends and I can't wait to do it again next year. And like you texted me, Connor, the day after my birthday, 364 days until, the planning started. Planning started yesterday. So
I think I said we have 51 weeks to plan for birthday week.
51 weeks.
2026.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
And I just want to go on record. I'm not opposed to celebrating birthdays. I think that's great. I just think it's hard as adults, unless you take a full week of vacation, which
I did.
plausible.
Which
I think most adults, like the few days leading up to their birthday, are consumed by life. So the idea of birthday week is just a little little less
Well,
common. I
if
think.
anybody
But celebrate
needs-
your birthdays.
If anybody needs tips on how to do a birthday week and still manage work-life
Hell yeah.
balance, I'll help you.
There you go. I love that.
Okay.
I love that. And then the only other thing that from the last 72 today, I think it came out. There was a video
Yeah.
of Zach Bryan who lit a Saturdays Up for the Boys flag or towel on
Flag,
fire
yeah.
in his
Yeah.
ongoing feud with Barstool. So are you familiar with why he's at odds with Barstool?
I mean,
No,
am.
give us
Rob,
the summary.
Rob.
He previously dated Brianna Chicken Fry, who works at Barstool.
Ryan,
and then they
I
had a
know, but
very
our listeners don't really know. Probably. I don't know.
yeah. Well, so then they had a very public breakup, and obviously he's a
Yeah.
incredibly famous musician, and things were said about him that he said were not true, that she maintains were true, and we don't need to go into the details of who's telling the truth, but I think he still holds a big grudge towards Dave, given Dave's reaction to the whole public breakup. So it's just interesting that it's very clearly consuming him. If he goes to the trouble to make that video, I think it's
Yeah.
clearly bothering him, and he's dealing with some crap. And as a lot of people know, and maybe some who don't, Zach served in the Navy. He was a
Yeah.
sailor for I think a few years, 3 or 4 years, maybe.
He
probably
was
right out of high school.
He was at Djibouti when I was there, I think. Fun fact.
Yeah, so there you go.
Right
Like
after.
he's a
Yeah.
veteran, and I don't know. I don't know much
Uh,
about his service other than that he was in the Navy. But it just seems like he's having a tough go of it as it relates to Barstool
So
right now.
I was telling you, Connor, I had someone text me tonight and say, do you think he's like, kind of crashing out because of his military service? And I was like, I don't even want to give him that benefit. Like listen, here's my take on the whole thing. I hate it because I love Zach Bryan's music. I think he's super talented. I don't know if you guys have been to a Zach Bryan concert.
Mm-mm.
He's incredible performer.
It looks sick. It looks sick though.
His concerts are great, but he looks like such a fool. And it just like
I think your friend sounds like he's trying to insinuate that he, has some sort of PTS from his
yeah,
service.
I think he was just like,
Yeah.
hey, do you think this maybe has something to do?
I don't think. I think it has everything to do with he's just 29 and has a very public life, and I think a lot of guys at 29 don't deal well with relationships and their feelings and things.
But
of that nature.
doesn't he also know? And I say this like, don't freaking. Why are you going to go up against the belly of the beast? Like you're going to burn that Barstool flag. Like Dave will destroy you. I mean, that's the reality. Like I would never go up against Dave Portnoy. Like I just wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in his crosshairs.
Yeah. And but here's another thing, because I know every detail about this whole thing. I followed it. He is also now dating a new woman. She is Brianna Chicken Fries, like doppelganger. I mean, literally, they look identical. It's wild. So
He's got a type.
Yeah. Just another add-on to the story.
Well, maybe he could. No, I don't want to say that. I don't want to be presumptive. But yeah, hopefully he figures out whatever it is he needs to figure out in his life, and maybe he needs to de-stress. I don't know. Maybe go play some golf because he was hitting a towel golf ball. I don't know. But if you, listener, need to play some golf and you need to find a course nearby that has a tee time ready to go, all you got to do is download the Barstool Golf Time app. This golf season, if you're looking for an easier way to get on the course, we've got you covered because the Barstool Golf Time app makes it easy for golfers to find the best tee times at the best prices. So stop searching all over Google for your next tee time, or going through the hassle of calling courses, or going through the hassle of lighting Barstool flags on fire and hitting balls in your backyard. You can search multiple courses in your area from one app and get your tee time set within seconds. With every action you take in the app, you earn reward points, which can be redeemed for merch in the Barstool store. We just relaunched the rewards experience in the app. There's more items from the Barstool store to choose from, and now you have more flexibility with your points. You can use reward points as credit to any item in the collection, or you can bundle and use points on multiple items. So come golf with us. Download the Barstool Golf Time app today. Okay, let's get into some of these stories that we see. There's a big opinion piece. I think it was in the New York Times about how airport lounge access. Rob, you were up in arms about this, and I think rightfully so. But what are you saying about airport lounges?
Yeah, so I think airport lounges and the velocity and traffic of them peaked, maybe they really started to decline 10 years ago. What I mean by that is up until then, up until like 2015, before social media really got popular, the Point Sky got big. People were tweeting about their lounge access and shit, right? Like there was this kind of like open secret about the lounge, especially in the military community and the business corporate community. Like you have the Amex Platinum, Sapphire, whatever. You go to the lounge, do your thing, get a couple cocktails, have a nice Gucci flight, whatever. Nowadays, if you look at it now, and I just ended my Platinum and Party Card subscription, a couple months ago, I think in May. I fucking tweeted about it and went viral. But shout out. But nowadays, if you go to a lounge, especially in a major hub like Vegas or Atlanta or maybe JFK, they're so packed and everyone and their fucking mom is there. People are dressed down, Connor, to your standards. It's like you're in a Greyhound airport. Greyhound, bus stop almost. It's pretty bad. The service sucks. The hospitality sucks. It was probably just like the restaurant you were at in the Jersey Shore. And you're still paying a lot of money for this stuff. And I just flew out for a trip recently, and walking by the Vegas Amex Lounge, the line was wrapped around the numerous gates. And some people weren't even getting in for an hour. And people are paying big money for that. So long story short, in summary, I think airport lounges now are a waste. There's probably some really good ones here and there. But I think for the most part, collectively, I stand on this. They're not what they used to be. And they're watered down. And they're just another bar or restaurant.
Ryan, are you a lounge gal?
I use the American Lounge is
the American Express, the Amex.
No, American Airlines.
The American Airlines, yeah.
Oh, American Airlines, sorry.
And I don't know. I mean, I think it's fine. I never really looked at the experience to be something super exclusive. It was just
I think that's what it was intended to be initially.
Maybe I didn't realize that. I don't know. I like it because I don't have to sit at the gate and I can get some free food and a drink and charge my phone and be comfortable. Like, I don't know. I think it's fine. I don't really, but it's so funny because before this story came out on Saturday, my girlfriend Leah was actually saying at the Philadelphia airport that the Chase Lounge, she's like, do you have a Chase credit card? And I'm like, no. She's like, you need to get one because the Chase Lounge is insane at the Philadelphia airport. And I was like, well, what kind of Chase card do I need? She's like, I don't know. I feel like you just
I think it's a reserve.
Card. Oh, and I was like, okay. I'm like, maybe I'll just get a Chase card just so I could use the lounge. I don't know, but she said it was nice.
I think if they build the lounges out where they cap out, maybe, but even then it's hard because you can't kind of dictate who flies into what. I mean, I guess you could predict it a little bit, but
I will also say this, even if the lounges were supposed to be the super exclusive thing, I'm never going into the American Airlines lounge the way Connor thinks I should be dressed. I travel very comfortable and I'm in sweatpants or stretch pants and a sweatshirt for all. Now, Connor, my dad wears a sport coat every time we get on a plane when I travel with him. And then he hands
Thank you, Colonel Mannion.
Then he hands his sport coat to the stewardess to hang up while he flies. And I'm like,
old school. I love it.
And I'm like, what? And I'm next to him like in a baseball cap and a sweatshirt. And he always gives me shit. He's like, that's what you're gonna wear. I'm like, yeah. We could be doing a red eye and he puts a sport coat on. It's wild.
Yeah. So that's the kind of gentleman that deserves to be in a lounge. Like that quality needs to be in an Amex lounge, in a Sapphire.
He needs to be rewarded for that.
Yeah. He deserves a first class lounge.
Listen, I'm not suggesting we need to go back to the Mad Men days where people were wearing a suit and tie to travel.
I miss it.
I actually traveled one time to Vegas for a bachelor party, mind you. And a buddy of mine, his friend wore a suit and he's actually really successful. He's a very, very successful attorney here in New Jersey. And he wears a suit and tie to travel. And he's like, well, this is just how my dad raised us.
Love it.
You had to really dress well when traveling. I don't think we need to go to that extreme to wear a suit and tie, but I don't need to see you in your pajamas either.
Yeah.
There needs to be a happy medium. And I'm not even saying don't wear athleisure, because I think athleisure now you can get nicer athleisure where you look present. That's my thing.
I'm a nicer
presentable.
Athleisure. I'm
Yeah.
in
Look
nicer outfits.
presentable. Don't look like you legit just rolled off your couch in your living
But that's
room
how,
and
Hunter,
got
that's
to the
how
airport.
fucking half this country flies now. Crocs,
Yeah.
pajama pants, some oversized hoodie, which whatever, dude. And then a fucking neck pillow for like a 2-hour flight. Like it's like the biggest travel of their fucking life. Like that's where we're just like overcorrecting a little too much into the leisure and the casualness.
I
And it's
agree. I
also
agree
kind of
with that.
hygienic. It's kind of disgusting. It's kind of like, why would you? And then just think about the proximity of everybody in a plane. I don't know. It's just like, just put on some jeans or some pants. It's not that big a deal.
No, I
I'm
agree
not
with
wearing.
you. I just
I'm not
think
wearing
we
jeans
could
on a
do
plane.
we could do a lot of small things that could really have major impacts on our country. And one is just people just having a little bit more pride in their
Yeah.
appearance. I think people
Yeah.
are way too comfortable being comfortable in public. It was years ago. And it was Kevin from KFC Radio. I think he said if you're wearing sweats out in public, that you should just wear a sign that says "I've given up." And I
Yeah.
think I kind of agree with that. Like, short of like you're taking your trash cans to the curb, if you're wearing sweats to run a bunch of errands and be out in public and just look like you rolled out of bed or fly, I don't know.
It's tough.
I don't know.
It's tough. I like to the gym, understandable. Like I get it.
Like,
Um,
geez, not to class shame, but when you're flying in the front of the plane, are those typically the people dressed in Crocs and sweats? Not usually, right? That they usually look pretty presentable, whether it's jeans and dress shoes and a sport coat
mhm.
like Colonel Mannion, or some sort of like business casual or elevated outfit. I don't know. I'm gonna get crushed for this. I know it. I know
I
people
mean,
are.
yeah. I mean,
People
I think
love to
it's
be in their
good.
sweats when they travel.
I think it's almost a bold take. I think it's good. But anyways, back to the lounge. Real
Yeah.
quick. I think too, like, anyone can get an Amex Platinum these days. I feel like everything is watered down. Like anyone can
Yeah.
just get a fucking card and then you're just in a lounge. And it's like
well,
it
maybe
takes
that's a
away
new
from
business idea. Maybe you start like bring back the super exclusive, And what does that mean? Does it mean you have to have a lot of money to get in there? What does that mean? Right?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't know what the
But
barrier of entry should be, because I don't think it
Yeah.
should be money. But if
yeah,
it's somewhat,
credit
but maybe
credit check.
Is
credit
it
or
like
Net
like a
worth. Net
Raya,
worth.
like the dating app for like
Yeah.
yeah, maybe it's like
Your
you gotta
tax
you have to be
statement.
like
accept it.
referred and you have to like go through a process. So it's not
Yeah,
based
I
off
like
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 that.
that.
yeah. Yeah.
That's a good idea. And yeah, you got to get like letters of recommendation.
Yeah.
I
I
like
like
that
that.
idea.
There's
But
references, and like,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
no, because
maybe a
honestly,
physical
like,
fitness assessment,
yeah,
height and weight.
we can wrap it up here, but I just think like lounges have essentially just become like basically the gate, just in a different area, because it's basically
That's
everybody's
it.
in there. Basically, everybody's in there. It's not like you're not getting like a meal in there. You're getting like some buffet food sometimes. Mostly, you're
And
just
it's not
getting,
even that cozy. Yeah.
no, yeah, the seats aren't that great. So
Oh,
we
Bro,
need to
there are
wow.
bring.
last thing too. There's when I flew out, the Vegas Knights, the pro hockey team, they have an official bar in the Vegas airport in my United
Mhm.
terminal. It is the best airport bar. I don't drink right now, but it is the most comfy bar to sit at. Amazing food menu, outlets. You're fucking good. Like it's such a cozy spot, and it's always kind of dead. It's like better than the fucking lounge that people are paying for. So,
Well,
um,
that's the thing too. People
yeah.
like want to feel like they're getting something for free. That's why they go to the lounge. Because if you feel like you're drinking a glass of wine that's free versus a glass of wine you pay for, it just tastes better for some people.
It's optics, right? Yeah, but you're still paying that
Mhm,
credit card
mhm.
fee. Yep.
But anyway, speaking of optics, have you guys ever heard of the book Goldman Sachs Elevator?
The best.
It was written
Yeah.
by this guy, John Lefevre, who was a Goldman Sachs employee, and he's very prevalent on social media. He has, let's see, all right, 180,000 followers on Twitter, but he Goldman Sachs Elevator was a New York Times bestseller about his time working at Goldman Sachs. I will absolutely say he's not everybody's cup of tea. He's brutally
Yeah.
honest. He definitely is
Yep.
very divisive, but he put out a tweet
Abrasive.
thread today that would apply for people who have kids, or the thread was entitled "Advice from My 16-year-old Self," and I just thought it'd be a fun exercise to go through some of these and see what you guys think. So the first one he said was, your first job at 16 should be as a waiter, developing soft skills, dealing with difficult customers, working with immigrants, convicts, dropouts, addicts, single moms, and people who don't even have passports will teach you more than you could ever learn at an Ivy League school. Your second job at 18 should be as a bartender. Successfully navigating the drunk and entitled will teach you lifelong skills, and your results are measured nightly in the form of tips. Thoughts?
Couldn't agree more.
Agree. +1.
I was never a bartender, but I was a waitress for many, many years, and yeah, important life skills learned there. So
yeah, I was never. I mean, I've bartended in my life. I was never a waiter, but I was a caddy. So similar service. So providing a service to other people, and you deal with some difficult individuals. So I agree with that one. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Number 2, and this is to a bigger conversation that we would need a lot of time to dive into, but college is mostly a scam. Load up on college credits in high school, go to a state school like UT, focus on having fun and networking, then graduate debt-free in 2 to 3 years and travel the world for a year. 90% of college kids already use AI to complete assignments, and most elite universities are indoctrination camps. So what's the point?
I agree with a lot of this. Yeah. I think that traditional 4-year college in many cases is overrated. I think I see a shift happening though. I do see a shift more towards I saw this thing and I forget where it was, but it was like, and don't quote me on it, but right now you could go and be like a plumber, go to a trade school to be a plumber, and you're going to be making more than a doctor is.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have the debt. So like,
Right.
there,
and you can own the business. Yep.
Yeah. So I agree with
owner,
a lot
right?
of that. Yeah.
And that's very admirable. But whereas like trade schools and blue collar jobs for so long in our society were looked down as something that were less than, and they're not at all. They're incredible skills. I actually just read an article entitled "How the Ivy League Broke America," and it just dives very deep into our current system here for acceptance into colleges, and it kind of builds on a lot of the themes from the whole Varsity Blues scandal from a few years ago with wealthy individuals getting their kids into universities. And I am fascinated by this topic, and I could go for hours on this, so we'll keep moving. Look outside your social circles. Diverse experiences with people from all backgrounds are more fulfilling than echo chamber. Cliques are dumb. The Asian kids at my boarding school sat at the nerd table. 10 years later, I moved to Hong Kong and learned that they owned the nightclubs and racehorses and drove orange Lambos.
Agree.
Yeah, I think it's great to get a diversity of
I think that's why the military is so great. Like the military is just so amazing because you're thrust in this like diverse environment. Almost unbeknownst to you, you don't know what you're going to walk into as a platoon leader, who you're going to be in charge of, and then just who you're going to meet day to day in your military time. And I think that's what I miss the most from the Army too, is just having those different social circles and just having friends from all walks of life. I think he nailed number 3 here for sure.
Yeah, especially when you think about not even going outside your social circle where you live, but experiencing people from other parts of this country.
Yeah,
and
traveling,
how wildly different they think about things. It's fascinating. Don't emulate social media bros. Emulate the 40-year-olds who are at the country club at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday.
That's kind of a tough one for me.
I think what he's saying here is don't emulate people who project that they have a good life. Emulate people who are seemingly not working on a Tuesday at 2 p.m. because they have everything figured out.
I kind of agree with that. I kind of fuck with that because like my saying is like the people who post the most about like their own relationship, with their significant other, with like fucking 50 stories or like posts in like every anniversary or every month or every dinner date, like that, I don't know, you're overcompensating for something. And I feel like you're projecting something that might not be real. And I feel like maybe that's kind of what he's getting at too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm never gonna. I mean, I think if you're 40 years old and you're sitting at the country club, maybe he's trying to say it in the wrong in a different way. But like, even
Yeah.
if you have it all made, I don't want to be with a 40-year-old that's sitting at like go do something else, figure out something
Right.
else cool to
Be
do. Like go be
productive how you
successful.
can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go be successful somewhere else. Like I
Right.
wouldn't
I
want
like
to
that.
be with someone that at 40 years old is like, I'm done. I'm just gonna play golf.
I'm checked
I'm just
out.
like, oh, that's my
It's birthday
dream.
week.
Yeah. Find someone who celebrates their birthday for an entire week at the age of
Exactly.
46. Yeah. Cool. That's so different. All right. Understand the world is changing fast. Success should be defined as doing what you love and doing it well. Where you go to college and what your first job is will not and should not define you as a person. So don't worry about it.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I think too much is placed on, where you go to college and what your job is. And it's not as important.
I
as people
agree.
think.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
The secret to happiness is accepting your reality. Never stop trying to improve your reality, but along the way, accept it. Anything else breeds negativity and resentment. This is especially true when you're looking at social media and other people and comparing.
Mhm.
There will always be people richer, smarter, and better looking than you in ways that don't seem fair. Accept it and play your hand you're dealt.
I agree
Yeah.
with that in concept, but like I don't necessarily think you have to accept your reality. I think you can.
Well, he says, never stop trying to improve your reality,
Okay,
but along
yeah.
the way, accept it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. This one's good. Devote at least 10 hours a week to self-education. You can learn more for free from YouTube in a week than you can learn at Harvard Business School. Feed and nurture an intellectual curiosity. We live in a world of free university courses, YouTube tutorials, podcasts, and even Instagram health and fitness guides. There's an infinite amount of knowledge at your fingertips. And it never hurts to be knowledgeable and conversant on an eclectic range of topics. It makes you better and more interesting person.
Totally agree.
I agree. +1. I mean, I grew up as a German speaker, and to this day, I think since I was at West Point, if I can't speak German to my family or friends, I'm just re-educating myself in German through YouTube, through videos, soccer videos, football videos, even NFL videos, cons. Like they have amazing talk shows, and YouTube is like has allowed me to just stay fluent in German and like learn social media editing skills. Like it's incredible what you can learn on YouTube to develop new skills.
That's
Or
like
refine.
the famous line from Good Will Hunting. When he's dressing that dude down at the bar, and he says, "You're gonna realize, you spent $300,000 on an education that you could have got for $1.50 in late fees at the local library," and it's very true.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna skip through here because there's like 25. We don't need to
There's
go
a
through all
lot.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Write daily for reflection, idea generation, and preserving memories. Therapy isn't real. I don't agree with that for most people, but reflection is important. Writing is a valuable tool for reflecting and idea generation. My drunken journal of notes and memories in banking gave me a New York Times bestseller.
I agree with this. In fact, I posted something today. So my brother was a big journaler, and
Saw that.
I saw that. Yeah.
And so he was so reflective, and he would kind of either start the day or finish the day. A lot of it has to do with like, stuff in the military or on the wrestling mat, but he would always, and it wasn't like, I think that's the thing about journaling. You don't have to like, it's not like Dear Diary, what did I do today? It's just like, what are some lessons throughout the day, or what are some things I want to focus on throughout the day? And every once in a while, I just kind of open his, I'll open like those, those green like steno pads.
Yeah.
Literally, I have a Foot Locker that's just filled with them, and I'll just flip through them, and there are just nuggets in there where I'm
Like
just
this
like,
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, I just
and
have
his
it
point
to
too about
to this day, I use it.
Yeah, a lot of people still swear by those. But his point about just memories, things that you forget, and it's crazy. Like I look at a lot of pictures a lot of times, and to jog my memory of events or things that I did, and I wish I did write more because there's so many things that you enjoy that you just won't remember, just because of the way the human brain works. So I think that's a good one.
Yeah,
this is a good one. Lift weights and get better educated on health and fitness. In a world where 50% of men are obese, it's never easier to demonstrate high value status physically. Adopt better habits at a younger age with greater priority on weight training and muscle building. Diet is not rocket science. Keep a simple calories in, calories out approach. Emphasize proteins while minimum alcohol, seed oils, processed foods, sodium nitrates, factory farm proteins, and exposure to microplastics. He says avoid all of those.
I
Yeah, it
mean,
might be one of my favorite ones from this list of 25, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's just good. Just take care of yourself. You get one body in this world.
Yeah,
So.
but I will also say to that, he starts off with just like lifting weights. That's kind of how he leads with it. And it took me until like 2 years ago to lean into lifting weights. And it is like changed my body composition, everything. Like I was always a runner, always ran. And running's like, I mean, I think they're starting to show like running is not that great for you. I mean, cardiovascularly it is, but like lifting weights, especially as you get older, like that's how you're going to live longer. You're not going to fall and break a hip. Like you got to lift
your
weights.
bone density.
Yeah.
Ryan, question for you too on this. Like, how has lifting weights improved your cognitive ability to run and lead TMF?
Ooh, good question.
I mean, that's I don't know if I've found any correlation between the two. What I will say is that my energy levels since starting to like really get heavy into lifting weights is drastically different.
That absolutely impacts positively your output every day.
I used to have like a 3:30 just like burnout where I was just I just kind of crashed around 3:30, 4 o'clock every day. I don't have that anymore. And the only thing I can attribute it to is lifting weights.
So that kind of leads to this one. Focus on the habits, not the goals. Achieving goals is only a momentary change. You need to change the systems that lead to the desired results. Focus on the habits and the score takes care of itself.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
I like this one because I feel like not enough people do this. Nurture a handful of close friendships. I'm not superstitious, but if you smile at the world smiles back. Cut negative people out of your life and sever unreciprocated relationships. It's so obvious, but you can literally choose your friends.
That's been me this past year. I had a total relook since I had my son as to who were my close friends, especially as I stopped drinking and sobered up because I had some real big alcohol issues and dependencies on friends who were kind of almost not forcing me to drink, but they were part of the reason as to why I drank because we all went out. But like, this is a really good one because there's friendships that are important during certain during certain stages of your life, and you can still be friends. You don't have to talk every day, but like analyzing who's important in your life and who helps you and reciprocates is super important, especially if you get older, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that like nurturing relationships and friendships with people. And again, I'm being reflective because I just spent time with my two best friends who I've been best friends with for 15 years and have seen me in every stage of my life. And, but I think about that, Rob, with you, like this idea that like, I'm sure you had friends that were like your drinking friends, right?
Yeah.
And it's
even
like
super close, like West Point friends, classmates, like, and some of them don't have children. And it's hard if I'm not boozing it up every fucking weekend and they don't have children and they're off doing different things. It's like some friends might have had a hard time, like, with that. And I have to some extent as well. And maybe Connor's been through similar too with some of his classmates or army buddies, but it's an interesting thing. Once you kind of realize that it's okay though, to like not have to have those or maintain those friendships as they once were, I guess.
It's a very difficult thing for me because I'm a people pleaser by nature, and I don't like when people don't like me. This is evident by the fact that I'll be very forthright right now. Like the fact, like I try to tell myself all the time, dude, if someone doesn't have a picture of themselves and has a fake name, what are you doing responding to them on social media? But it's like, I need it. Like everybody to like me. I know.
Yeah.
I know. And it's not a good quality. It's like, I don't want anyone to not like me. It's not like I need to be like the most popular kid in school. I don't want people to be mad at me. And we don't have enough time to go into where that all stems from. But that goes into relationships too, where like, I'm always the one like making the plans, making the effort. And
Right.
as I've gotten older, you realize, sometimes friends come in seasons of your life, and sometimes a
Yeah.
friend was a big part of your life. So you think, well, that person always has to be part of my life. Things change, and accepting that is very, very difficult for me, at least. But it is
Same.
right. You get
Yeah.
to choose your friend group. So, choose wisely.
Yeah.
I like this one. Say thank you, not thanks or THX or cheers. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think
I
this
say
goes more like to what we were saying earlier about like how do you present yourself and how do you carry yourself. I think it's along that same vein.
I loved reading this one earlier today, because actually I was like, "Yes, you're so right," because I use THX all the time, and I'm
Yeah, in a
like,
world of always shorthands and
"Yeah."
acronyms,
I mean,
especially coming
in
from the
in
military.
person, I'm "Thank you," but, like, I'm very quick on an email or text, like, "THX, thanks," and I'm like, "You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say thank you, not thanks."
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Just a couple more here. Always maintain a positive outlook. Even if something bad, like losing a job or love interest, happens to you,
Oh,
you won't really know if that event was actually good or bad for another 5 to 10 years. The answer is always within your control.
I wish I had this one. I wish I was more in tune with the positive outlook maybe 10 years ago, and as I was getting out of the army and kind of figuring out what I wanted to do with my life, that it's all gonna work out. And, I think this one and the fitness one might be my 2 favorite.
Mhm. No, I like that. I had a coach who always used to just hammer into us PMA, positive mental attitude, and that just really
That's
can
good.
impact
yeah.
everything that you do. Um, last few here. Man, and this one I really like because I learned this from my father. Manual labor is therapy. A suntan is not bought, it's earned. I
Mm,
don't really care about the suntan part, but the man who cuts the firewood gets warm twice. I'm a very big believer in manual labor. I cut my own lawn. Like the idea of having someone do anything like that. Now, granted, I'm not a carpenter, so like like projects around the house that require a skill that I don't
yeah,
have. I'm not gonna just try to watch a YouTube and build built-in shelves. Like that's not gonna end well for anybody. My wife's gonna be upset. But stuff that I can do, like what growing up watching my dad do everything that he did around the house, that really stuck with me. And I take pride in caring for my home. So like mowing the lawn and ensuring the appearance is
yeah,
good, putting up my own Christmas lights, shoveling my own snow. I enjoy those sorts of things, and I think that's important.
Yeah. I love that
yeah, it's
line
solid.
too. Just, chopping wood makes you warm twice. Like, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
I've
is
Love
good.
never
it.
heard that before. That's good.
Hmm. Watch the sunrise. It's self-explanatory. Take an early morning walk, fresh air, vitamin D, exercise, more productive days, quiet reflection, and much better sleep. This is something
Yeah.
that I started doing, not necessarily the sunrise, but getting out and being outside first thing in the morning.
Yep.
Game changer. Game
Yep.
changer.
Look the sun in the
Um,
eyes, stare the sun down, you're off to a good day.
yeah, and that's the last one. Watch go to bed tired. So
Oh,
there you have it. There you have it.
I thought
Again,
those were great. I loved them.
yeah. Yeah. So I mean, again, I know that guy is he definitely tweets a lot of things that I think probably rub people the wrong way or they don't agree
Yeah.
with. But I think, and he also did another one. It's like 100 rules to live by. You can search it
yeah.
out. I don't agree necessarily with all 100. But as we just went through there, like his updated advice, I thought that was a fairly good list. So and that's the thing too. Like I don't know the guy, but presumably he's older than me. Listen to people who have gone through these experiences. Like this is a guy who worked in finance, which is notoriously a very much a cutthroat business, long hours, people are crappy to one another. So he's gone through those experiences. Not that finance is the only place you can have tough experiences in this life, but people who have gone through difficulties, listen, you don't have to agree with everything they say, but take in their experiences as you make your own decisions. So I find him to be an interesting cat for that regard.
He's a good follow. He was one of the OG content creators too on Twitter, especially with his
Yeah.
takes cons. Remember 2014, 15? Like he really peaked and he was actually um one of the reasons why I started Drunk Old Grad. because he was
Oh,
kind of
there you
doing
go.
that anonymous posting, making fun of finance. I kind of took his formula and did that for West Point in the Army.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So, all right, let's move on. Let's wrap it up. Bold takes of the week. Be bold. What do you got? Who wants to go first?
You
I want to
go
go first. I want
Oh,
to
Okay,
go
you
first.
go first. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because you guys crushed me, I think a month ago when I did my shopping cart one, and I want to kind of redeem myself.
Okay.
Okay, so my bold take of the week is that if you cast a vote, or before you cast a vote, a ballot to vote for president or local official, you need to complete a civics test or some form of test. Kind of like how you have to do a citizenship test, right? There's like 90 questions, I'm making it up, to become a US citizen, and naturalize as a US citizen. Like you have to go through a test, right? An exam, background check, all that.
To
I kind of
vote,
think we need the same
just
thing.
to vote. Just
I
to
think
vote.
so for president. Yeah,
So you almost
Could
kind of
be-
want to have
could be
like a
like-
driver's test,
Yeah.
like a driver's license to be able to vote.
yeah. I see. Doesn't it make sense?
No.
Maybe like
every election.
every 10 years. Maybe like every 10 years. I just feel like people, just because you are 18 and you're alive, like I feel like you need some sort of cognitive civic exam of
Well,
some sort.
You know what I think we need to change as a society is the age at which we consider you an adult. Like the age of 18 being an adult, that was made a long time ago, and I don't even know when 18 became the barometer for adults. I don't look at an 18-year-old and think to myself, well, there's an adult at all. I mean, I'm sure at 18 I thought I was an adult. I wasn't an adult. I don't think you're an adult till
You're not.
30.
Yeah.
so
35,
you want
46.
you want to impose a test and you want to change the age.
No, I'm not saying we change the age of voting. I think you could still vote at 18. I just think it's interesting, a conversation to have that we consider adults
So
18 years
yeah.
old.
Hmm.
So for
Well-
my thing,
It's a bold take.
sorry.
I don't
It
agree.
is
with
bold.
it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
It's bold.
And like my test to vote too, it doesn't have to be this like multiple choice thing. It could even be like a couple questions. And maybe it's like, how is a bill formed, or what is this law? I don't know. I just feel like there has to be another layer when you're voting nowadays. Yeah. That's my take.
Okay.
All right. Ryan, what's your bold take?
My bold take, and it was I wrote this down actually on the beach this weekend. Because I heard someone say something about like dad bod, as there was two guys, and I do not agree with the whole dad bod culture, I think, or the dad bod phenomenon. I think that like dad bods are not cute. I think they're coping mechanisms for middle-aged men who have
Coping mechanism.
Wow.
Yeah, like get your shit together, you know? So
you
yeah.
want everybody who's, a dad to have a six-pack.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's
You don't need to have
So
a
that
six-pack,
starts-
but you don't need to have a gut and be like, oh, I got a dad bod. Like, I'm a dad. This is
Ryan,
my
how are we
bod.
gonna do that? Our country's fat. Like, how are you gonna
Well, I just don't agree with the whole dad bod phenomenon. I think it's dumb.
I mean, listen, I respect that. All right.
that's a good
cool.
one.
That is a bold take. That is a
So
bold
wait.
take.
So
All
you
right.
said earlier that you took this bold take was from like something you saw a few weeks ago.
Oh,
What?
she's sitting on the
No,
beach.
this
No, she's sitting on the
weekend.
beach seeing a bunch
This
of fat people
weekend.
walk around.
Yeah.
This weekend, no, and someone said something like, "Oh, they got dad bods," and I was like, "Ew, like no, they don't don't call it dad bod. Like they're trying to make dad bod sexy. Like dad bod, that's not like it's like oh, it's dad bod. No.
Okay.
So
All right. That's your take. I listen, that's your take, and I respect that take. Okay. All right. My take is this. Do you remember? And if you guys were this family, I guess I'm sorry in advance. Do you remember the families growing up that in addition to their Christmas card, they would send like a letter or newsletter and they would give a detailed update on everybody in the family?
Yeah, that has to go.
Mark is
Wait,
going to
no,
be
wait,
in
wait, wait,
fourth
wait.
grade.
Wait, were either of you were your families
No.
those families? All right, thank
No.
God.
My dad did it when he was a diplomat at the embassy. And it was a competitive thing he did with all the other diplomats. It was a thing.
Well, so and
So
that's what it
my
is. I
dad did
think
do that.
it wasn't like it's not. It wasn't something like Christmas cards. I think are very common, but the newsletter was always that one family that was very pleased with themselves. But everybody
Mhm.
would get
Yep.
that letter and they'd roll their eyes and sigh and like, oh, it's the
Yeah.
Smith family Christmas letter again. And everyone like there was no one who got that letter who looked forward to getting that letter from whomever that family was. That family always got made fun of by everybody who received it, and they were just so
Yep.
wildly oblivious. The 2025 version of that, if you are posting like 10 to 15 clips from your kids' sports games, I promise
Yes,
you nobody cares. I
bro.
promise you.
It's beyond
I'm
that. Yeah,
so happy for you that you're proud of your kid. And I think that's awesome.
I get it.
Nobody needs to see little Timmy, who's 6 years old, playing soccer, 12 stories on your Instagram story.
Dude,
It's
it's
just
so
not
fact.
needed. So
I
that's the
just mute those
2025
people.
version.
Okay.
The people
Letters
who post,
gone and they
listen,
put it in. Yeah.
yeah. And I'm not saying don't post your kids. Like I know people who only post their kids on close friends or whatever the setting
That's what I
is.
do. And I'm respectful, right? I do
And
it
that's
like one
fine.
photo, maybe. Yeah.
And I post my daughter from time to time. I'm talking about the people legit on
I
Saturday.
know.
There's like 10 stories in a row
I know.
of
It's bad.
their kid shooting a 3-pointer.
And a
Again,
lot of these individuals, Connor, are really smart people too. That's the thing.
I don't follow
well, the
anyone
people
that
who wrote
does
the
that.
newsletters was probably smart
Yeah,
too.
your dad
Yeah.
is pretty smart, you know. I don't know.
He
wrote the
is fucking
newsletter.
smart. But yo, on the newsletter thing, check this out. I now have classmates and friends, let's just say we're in our mid-30s, that are doing that newsletter shit, and they don't even have kids. They just have a fucking wife, and they're just in corporate America. And one of the updates will be that they got like a new dog or something. Bro, I have some saved. It's a thing. Some of them played football at West Point. Like it's coming back now, dude. These like newsletter updates. And anyways.
I just think if I ask you about your family, tell me about your family. If I ask you and I'm genuinely curious, like
Mhm.
tell me all about it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But to just be so pompous to think you need to volunteer all of that for everybody to consume. And listen, I think
Yeah.
it's just a byproduct of how social media consumes us as a
Mhm.
society, and people feel the need to post
Dude,
those
every
sorts
little
of
thing.
things. It's just not necessary.
Yeah. It's a lot.
I
It's a lot.
mean,
It's
my
yeah.
social media was blowing up with my stories this weekend, so I guess I'm guilty.
Yeah.
But I
No. I'm talking specifically about the kids.
Okay.
Really, no.
We're
You were
Ryan,
doing
we're
birthday
talking
week
about like
content.
yeah.
I get
Yeah.
it. I
Birthday
mean,
week is safe.
I have 3 kids, and I'll post pictures every once in a while of Travis because he gets a kick out of it. He's always like, "Mom, did anyone like in my stories like how many people looked at it?"
Yeah.
It's cute. My one child you won't find on social media. She doesn't want to be on social media. I mean, she's got her own,
That's
but she
good.
doesn't want to
That's
be on
great.
mine.
I
So
think that's such a blessing.
yeah, and she'll be
Well,
like,
it's so refreshing to hear. That's
yeah.
so beautiful. That should be there should be more of that.
And I do post stuff about Maggie because I'm so freaking proud of her, you know. So when I see her
But
doing
As you
badass
should be.
shit,
I also don't want. I also don't. Again, and I think I said this, but I'll say it again. I'm not like you should absolutely be proud of your kids. Every parent is proud of their kids, and parents who are not proud of their kids, there's something wrong with you. I get that. I get being proud of your kids. I guess what I'm saying is like be a little more humble about it. Like
yeah,
It's also just like emotional intelligence. It's like, if you post something so many times, don't you just feel bad for like wasting? I don't know. I just feel like it's like an EQ thing.
yeah.
Dude, I have such close family. Like all they do, I mute them on Facebook or on Instagram stories. Like I don't care, even though you're related to me. I don't want to see my little cousin like fucking 50 sequences in a row. Like I love her, but like, come on. Um,
Yeah.
It's tough,
Well,
but that's a good take, Connor.
I think you do the perfect amount of Maggie posting, just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, and
I would
also,
I would
Lucky,
also tell you too offline. I would tell you. I would be like,
well, I mean, lucky for me though, I married a girl who, you know, if I was getting out of hand, she would just right away, no hesitation. You
Yeah.
need to take that down. That's too much. That's too
Yeah.
much.
that's good.
But yeah, I would feel weird, you know, like let's say she starts playing soccer one day. And if I, you know, she's 7 years old and just like her running up and down the field, it's
Yeah.
7-year-old
Yeah.
soccer.
I think you
Like,
gotta.
who
I
gives a
think if you're
fuck?
gonna put stuff about your kids, like it's got to be like something pretty, like every once in a while, but like pretty accomplished. Like when Maggie sent me a picture of
Mhm.
her holding like a big rifle in San Diego, I'm like, that's a badass picture. I'm like, I'm gonna put that up. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
Good bold takes this week, gentlemen. I like them. I mean, Rob,
Starting to get
I don't
the hang of this
I
thing.
don't agree with yours, Rob, but it was a bold take. So
I mean, I think I accomplished the mission. It's something different, right?
it's different. Yeah.
All right. Any caveats for anything that we missed?
Nope.
No, but I think next year's birthday week, Ryan, we should go bigger where like every day we do some sort of content or like there's like we promote it in advance. Like
Let's
we
go.
let people
I'm
know.
surprised. Can we get merch? Can there be
Can I get
koozies, t-shirts?
Can I get sponsors
Yeah.
for my
sponsors
birthday week?
maybe?
Okay.
Hey,
Yes.
dude.
Yes.
Hey, dude.
Birthday week is up for
Spon-
sale.
Sponsor me for my birthday week as well. I love it. Yeah.
I like it.
I have
I
my
like
Hey
Let's
Dudes
do it.
down in Avalon. They're comfy.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
great down the
They
shore
are.
shoes.
They're great.
Yeah.
Slip on and off when you're running errands and stuff. Run into the liquor store to keep the birthday week festivities alive and running.
There you go.
So yeah, I had another caveat about the social media posting, but it escapes my brain right now. So I'll just have to think of it later and text you guys.
Plenty of
But
time.
anyway,
You're gonna see
that's
someone's
all.
fucking story and it's gonna come up.
Yeah. I guess if you're sitting there thinking like, do I post too much? You probably post too much of your kid's 9-year-old soccer game. Sorry. If that's mean, I'm sorry. I don't know. All right. Take care. Make it a great week.